Here we are at East Fork of the San Gabriel. This is a great place to prospect, a lot of big gold, but today we're going to try out the Super Keen Nome High Banker box. Here it is. We were showing this up in Alaska, and there's a big difference due to the amount of bubbles that you get from salt water compared to fresh water. But you notice also the same here, the bubbles are running on top. They're not mixing in the actual flow itself, creating air underneath the riffles. Air underneath the riffles can create little bubbles that go back and forth, and they can actually move and migrate gold down the box. You can see we got a real good concentration in the box. Up towards the head, you can't really see too well, but we've got lots of black sands. We've got a lot of silicate sands running down the sluice. Now we're feeding it a little bit. You have to level it up to get good dispersion. It sure is a long sluice box. I don't think we're going to ever lose anything with that length.
It looks real good, Pat.
And the rocks building up, that helps me stop the level that's coming on off.
Well, with all these people standing around, we're definitely going to see a nugget.
Sooner or later.
That works out good.
Eureka!
Well, in a little while, we're going to come back and do a cleanup, but we still got a lot more material to run.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. That handles a bucket quicker than the other high banker, doesn't it?
Oh, unbelievable.
I think we're learning something today.
I think these are going to be, next year there'll be 20 of these down by the river. I think that's a good job, man. That's a real good design.
At the East Fork of San Gabriel, an Alaskan box, imagine that. Get her done! Be done! Hi, we're working at East Fork of San Gabriel, and we're going to clean out the new Nome High Banker box. This is a box that was designed really to work in Alaska, but also works up in the hills here real well. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go through the process of cleaning it out. It's pretty simple. What we have here is we have two rubber mats that are held in by a steel rod in the center, and the top mat is actually tucked underneath the lip. We're going to go through this and show you how we cleaned it up so we can get to the gold. First thing we did is we pulled the rubber rod, first thing we did is pull out the steel rod right here so we can free up the sections of riffle. Now what we're going to do is we want to see what we found in the upper end and in the downside of the mat. So what we're going to do is we got the water on low, we turn down the spray bar down to about 1/8 of the flow, and what we're going to do is we're going to flip the mats over. Get the water to go underneath the mat, kind of hold it down, get enough buildup, kind of slap it down. That does a real good job cleaning up the riffles. We're going to pull it up. Now we're also going to look down here to see if we see any gold. See a little tiny piece right there? Okay, this mat's pretty clean right here. I'll set it up here to make sure nothing falls off. Now we pull off the second mat. Okay, we're going to slide it out of the lip up there that it's tucked underneath. We're going to pull it down. We're going to pull it down to where we can actually get and work on it. We're going to take the mat, same thing, and our gold should be up in this upper portion. So what I'm going to be kind of careful. I'm going to flip the mat upside down, run it up here, let the water get underneath it, and slowly peel it back. Splash it in the water, peel it back. Now we can start to see our heavy concentrates in the gold if we found any. Now let the water leak out a bit. Okay, I think we got activated. Now you can see if we found any fine gold. I can see a little glimmer at the very head. I know there's some gold in here. Normally what I'll do is I'll take a brush and I'll brush this back and forth. Sometimes, to make sure you don't have any gaps underneath where you can lose gold or the fine gold will get trapped, we'll go ahead and we'll even silicone that edge. Depends if we're taking it apart all the time. Now sometimes you get a little bit of buildup of gold around the slip, and make sure we also clean out all the bolt holes. Gold will hide anywhere it can. So we'll go through that, scrub that out, make sure we got all the particles that get trapped in there, maybe your gold, and now we'll clean that lip. Got the box nice and clean. We want to make sure we get this upper lip up here. So we'll splash water up there. Make sure the box is nice and clean. Now we're ready to take our concentrates, take it down to the river, pan it out and see what we found. And at this point, I can take these mats and I can start inserting them in their proper position, which would be way up underneath, actually tucked underneath the slip. And then we'll put the second mat in and run the rod through, and then we're done. Okay, let's go do some panning.